How do you think New Zealand's attitudes are to wealth? You crop up on the rich list all the time. You must be well used to that by now. Do you think New Zealanders over the last couple of decades have got more used to that, are more comfortable with having wealthy New Zealanders, or is it awkward for you?
Look, I think there's two groups of people. There's two groups of people in Australia, and there's two groups of people in New Zealand. There is a group that dislikes wealthy people because of how they think they become wealthy. And there's another group of people who admire and look up to successful people and want to do exactly the same for themselves.
So you don't care when the rich list comes out and your name's bandied about as the billionaire or whatever?
Look, I don't go looking for them. I don't ring up and try and correct the numbers. No, I don't.
Do you see any merit in, what would be the effect on a country like New Zealand? Well, just put the capital gains tax to one side. It's slightly more complicated. A wealth tax, there's only a few countries that do it. Would capital leave?
Look, money seems to navigate to the place that's easiest and more efficient to make extra money. And so if New Zealand were to introduce an additional or a modified tax system that was prohibitive and made investment more difficult or less lucrative, then the money would disappear.
You're a philanthropist. You've got causes you give to, right? Do you see that as a part of the role that you have to play, or is it just something you want to do?
I don't think I have to do it, but I think I want to do it.
You don't feel like there's a social license required. If you look at there is, as you mentioned, there are some people in the world who will look at people with a lot of wealth and say they should pay more tax, they should do this, they should do more of that. There's not a social license required.
Look, I have some friends who are extremely generous people. I have some other friends that aren't anywhere near as generous. Look, I look at it philosophically. If you make the money, okay, and you work hard, and you put your family and everyone through the rigours of making money, and it is hard to make money, and you choose to hang on to it, then that's your choice. You should be able to do that if that's what you want to do. I don't happen to want to do that. I want to be able to, build schools, employ teachers, and spend my money in a whole bunch of different ways that I feel good about.
Do you think that New Zealanders need more of that almost American Australian attitude towards wealth and wealth creation? Are we ambitious enough in that sense where we shouldn't feel squeamish about it? As you say, if you work hard and you build something, then you get rewarded for it. Are we a bit soft in that regard, or do you think we're the same? I don't know.
I think in this country we're a little different from the United States. Over there, if you've made a lot of money and you shared it around and you look after causes that you believe in, I think you're generally looked upon as a model citizen. I think in some quarters in this country, if you make a lot of money and you don't shout about the charities that you look after, then you're seen somewhat differently.
Is that a person? I'm sort of getting deep here, but a personality trait of New Zealanders, perhaps that maybe they should shout more about it. Do you think?
I don't know. I haven't thought that one through. But look, at the end of the day, I and my family, have some causes that we love to support. But I feel squeamish about talking about it.
Sure.
I don't like doing it at all. I'd like to keep those sorts of things between the charities and the trust.